Okay, we're with Zoe. She has been testing the NORCO Team 91. Zoe, what do you think the strengths of the NORCO Team 91 are?
Well, because it's a race-oriented bicycle, I really enjoyed that it's very fast. It's built for speed and nothing else but speed. The frame is very stiff and very responsive, and the biggest strength is that it climbs really well. It's an amazing climber. It feels very light and snappy when you are riding it up the hill. Pretty much all the energy that you put into it, the frame doesn't eat up anything, and it feels to me that it was instantly pretty much turning into moving forward. Another strength that I really enjoyed was that it's very easy to accelerate with the bicycle, which is awesome in the race. If you need to get a fast start or if you need to pass somebody, it's very easy just to get it moving. So great acceleration and easy climber.
Let's talk about what you feel like the weaknesses were.
The weakness for me was because the frame is really stiff, and like I was saying, that the strength of it was that everything was going, all my energy was going into movements, so the frame did not eat any of my energy. It comes actually as a weakness as well, because when you hit any roots and rocks, it goes straight to your body. The frame itself doesn't really eat up any of the vibrations, so you definitely need to be careful about picking up your lines and pretty much timing the pedal stroke. So it definitely requires different type of riding. Another weakness, maybe not a weakness, the steering is very fast, which I didn't like at the slow speed, slow pace training rides, because I was oversteering it. However, in the race, when you are going really fast, like I said, the bicycle is built for speed and nothing else but speed. So in combination with the speed, that steering was perfect. I did not have any issues in the race, and it was just very nice timing in the turns, and I had no problems, and it was just really amazing. One problem with steering I had, I'm very used to very responsive kind of counter steering. What I had problem with is that if you are doing the counter steering and you're pushing on the inside, the bicycle doesn't lean immediately and as fast and as much as I'm used to. So it definitely requires a little different type of steering, so it needs to come more from your hips, which I'm not used to. It's definitely a good bicycle for skilled rider, which can handle the bikes with the hips.
All right, so we talked about the strengths, talked a little bit about the weaknesses. Weaknesses like in slow speed handling, which again, the bike's not really made to go slow, and so we don't really hold that against that particular bike. But with setting up the bike, you noticed a couple of things when we were experimenting with your fit. What did you notice setup wise that really helps the NORCO in the handling department?
Yes, so you definitely want to have it set up with a little bit more aggressive setting on the front. You want to drop the stem actually as much as possible, probably. I'm not a very flexible rider. I usually prefer to have the stem a little bit higher. However, with this bicycle, it was very helpful when we dropped it all the way down, because the front end is very light when you're climbing, and also in the descents, it was just asking to be a little bit lower to have that extra weight over the wheel and help with the handling.
Okay, yeah, we talked about that, and surprisingly, even descending, you wanted a little bit of weight over the front wheel.
That's correct, yes.
It helps steering with the bike.
Correct.
And so we ran the stock stem, and we also tried on a 80 millimeter zero rise stem, and you preferred the stock stem as low as you could get it.
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so more weight over the front wheels, the key to the handling, making the NORCO handle properly. So let's talk about components a little bit. You wanted to mention some of your favorite things about the components, what you particularly appreciated with how NORCO spec'd that bike.
So the most fun thing was actually this little button here to lock the front fork. I actually used it in my race. I was racing it on a very easy, fast cross-country trail, and we actually had a couple miles on the fire road. So that was very helpful to lock it immediately. It's so easy to access it and so easy to switch it. And they have a little clue for a rider that even if you would forget which mode is it in. You have a little lock there showing that it's locked right now, so that was very easy to use. That was my favorite part. I actually really liked also the tires that they originally come on the bicycle for, again, very dry condition. They're amazing on the fire roads. They were very fast. The problem was that when I took it on the trail, which was still fairly with the dry conditions, but it was a couple days after rain and I still had some wet spots in the corners, it was immediately slipping. So you definitely want to be careful about choosing the conditions. It definitely has to be dry conditions for the tires that originally came on the bike.
Okay, all right. So as you may see in the video, we did switch the tires. We are in a little bit different conditions than a race condition. We've been doing some long trail rides, and so we switched to a bigger tire. But the stock tires are a good race tire in dry conditions, but beyond that you may want an extra set of tires.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so who do you think is really going to enjoy that bike?
Definitely racer. It's a bicycle perfectly suited for expert racer because you have that feedback. It requires, again, more strength in your legs and different skill. Usually there is definitely a lot of bicycles which are more comfortable. This is not a comfort bike. It's race-oriented, fast bicycle, and you have to handle it also differently. It does not correct any mistakes. You have to think for it. You have to pick up the lines. So definitely skilled racer, I guess elite racer would enjoy it a lot. It's great bicycle for short non-technical cross-country trails because it's fast. I did not like it on technical trails. I would prefer a different style of bike, but another set of people another set of racers who would enjoy it. I can absolutely see it on long distance trails or long distance races, which are 100 milers on a non-technical trails, especially if you have mixing with fire roads, because it's amazing on the fire roads. It rides, to me it was like a road bike. It was really, really fast.
Who do you think is who would you say to shy away from that bike? What kind of rider? Yeah, definitely. Even if somebody is trying to get into racing, it's going to be a very difficult bicycle to handle. I personally feel that because you need to have already some skill, you're not going, if you are just a beginner racer or a beginner rider, you're not going to enjoy this bike. It's definitely targeted for skilled rider, just because it's not comfort bike, and it's going to help if you want to. It's going to help you to develop the skill. It even helped me with my skills. I definitely improved just for the few weeks I was riding it. So it's a really good teacher, but as a beginner rider, it's not going to enjoy it. Okay, all right. So basically, a racer with a solid budget, but not a dream bike, with a frame that you can really build on. Mm-hmm. It's definitely worth upgrading that frame, right? Okay, yes. Pointing at yourself. That's who's really going to get the most out of that bike. It's a great platform to start on. There's really nothing you need to change. That's correct. And you can race it competitively, stock out of the box. Yes, and one other thing, and actually for a rider like me, myself, I would absolutely love to own a bicycle like this because it's not as expensive. It doesn't have super awesome components. One thing I want to mention that I forgot, it's kind of loud with the chain. So that was just one little thing that I didn't like much. But personally, it's a great addition for a rider like myself. I have my own full suspension for technical trails, and I would not trade that for anything like this. But it's nice to be able to pick and choose, to have two bicycles which I can use and pick based on what I want to race. And that would be an amazing option for me to have two nice bicycles, and this is so fast that I would definitely put the money towards it. All right, great, Zoe. We'll see you for your next interview. Thank you.